Hey guys, Go With The Flow here. Hopefully you have watched our last two previous videos over prepping a pistol for a Kydex holster and vacuuming the Kydex to the pistol. If you haven't, please click on the links below and it will be in the description. So this video is basically over cutting the Kydex to shape, mounting the Kydex to the leather, and all the finishing touches. So we've made this pattern here. It's about 3.5 inches long and 7/8 inch wide. You don't have to worry about the holes right now. So first off, we need to line the edge up, this edge over here, up to the front side of the gun. And then we'll mark it. This is just going to be a rough cut. So what we do is we cut a little outside of our marks and sand in to the mark. And if you're worried about the marks being left on the Kydex, you just need a toothbrush and a cup with water and soap in it and scrub it and it'll come right off. So next, we need to turn this here. So this is going to be kind of S-shaped through here. And we'll also use this as kind of a guide. So we need to leave enough room for that there. So we just need to mark a line across here, about to the end of the gun here. And then we'll also mark a line up here to about the end of the gun. And then another one right here, in between these two. That's not very straight. Straighten that out a little bit. So now that we have that marked out, we can go ahead and mark the front side here. We'll also use this as a straight edge. And you just need to go towards the front of the pistol here and mark your line down. And again, you'll cut a little bit outside of this line so you don't have to worry about messing up. And what you'll do is you'll cut all the way along here on the inside of this. So this will be open here. We like to do that so if you get lint from your clothes or dirt in there, then it won't get in your gun. And then we'll do it on the back side here. And then we'll use a longer straight edge. We'll just use this for a straight edge basically. And what you want to do is basically cut the back side off, so where your grip shows here, this will all be cut off down towards the back side of your trigger guard, all the way up here, basically towards the corner. At an angle. And it'll be cut up here towards the corner. So then you don't have to worry about the S shape right now. You can really just sand that down. It doesn't really affect it that much, just having this squared off and getting a rough estimate here of what you need to do. So now we'll go over to the bandsaw and cut out our Kydex. So now that we're over here at the bandsaw, we're just going to cut basically all our lines about an 1/8 inch off of the line. This line here, you'll basically cut pretty much right along it. So you can just go ahead and cut the end of that off. Now, don't cut this square piece out yet because we'll sand that down, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So now we'll move over here to the drill press, and I'll show you how to sand this out. So now that we got our Kydex cut down, rough cut, now we're going to use our drill press and sand all the way to our lines that we made here. You want to kind of work it back and forth so it doesn't leave a curve. Guess we got a little bee flying around here now. Sorry about the bee. So now when you get to this part here, we're gonna kind of make a little curve into here. So we can't go past our mark that we made here or our mark that we made there. So hopefully you guys got the point of sanding. I just didn't want to drag the video out on all the sanding I had to do. Just didn't want to bore you guys. So now that we have got done using the drill press, we will use 220 sandpaper and go around the edges and clean everything up a little bit, and then we'll polish everything as soon as we get done. So now that we used our 220 sandpaper to go around the edges and get all that fuzz off, we're going to come over to our bench grinder, and we're going to use our soft muslin wheel and go around the edges and buff it all up. Once again, I'm not going to show too terribly much of this because it takes a little bit of time to go around, get everything looking good. So this will be just a little short clip. Just go around the edges. You don't want to press it in hard or else it'll rip it out of your hands. Just want to go nice and easy around the edges. And you don't want to get on top of your Kydex. Just make sure you go around the edges. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's getting pretty shiny around there, and that's what you want. So now that we got our Kydex mold all polished up around the edges, we went ahead and got our leather cut, and we used this pattern that we made. We also used this edger to go around the edges of the leather to get it all rounded off, look all good. And now we are ready to punch holes in the leather. So on our pattern here, we're just going to do every other hole. So I'm going to mark all these holes here. Again, down here. All these different holes, it just adjusts the positioning of the holster where you would like it. So now we're going to use our leather punch here and make sure it's on the biggest one. And sometimes they don't come out and you just gotta push them out with your finger. Now these things just come out. If they don't come out very easy, you can just take, like a screwdriver or whatever and poke them out if you can't get them with your fingers. So now we are ready to mark our holes on our holster or on our Kydex to drill out these. So this here, what we used earlier. And then again here. So now we're ready to go over to our drill press and drill out all our holes. Alright, so now that we drilled these holes in our Kydex, we then need to line up the gun and the Kydex on the leather. And then we will mark these holes and once again, I'll be right back. So I'm back from the drill press after drilling out these 6 holes here. Now we need to attach the Kydex to the leather using Chicago screws. So go ahead and flip it over and push them all through the hole. And I know one thing I forgot to add is when we drilled out these holes, we used a 1/4 inch drill bit. Now we'll place our Kydex on top. Put all our screws in. I would recommend using Loctite, or they will fall out and you'll be buying new Chicago screws. Alright, now that those are all tightened down, we need to put our belt clips on. We have these little washers here that we made, and as soon as we get done with this, I'll show you how these come in handy. Before we do that, once again, we'll just stick these up through here first. Maybe. Now place your washers on over the top of those. And put your screws in. Now these, if you're making this holster for somebody else, or you're not real sure where you want to put your belt clips and these holes here, do not put Loctite in them yet, so you can adjust them as you would like for your comfort. So this right here is what the holster looks like with a t-shirt. And remember those washers I told you to put on with the underneath the belt clips? So if you have a dress shirt on and you're wanting to tuck it in, it gives you plenty of room to tuck your shirt in and you don't have to worry about anything. They also make different colored belt clips. I know for a fact they make black ones if you want to have a black one instead of the chrome. And make sure to Loctite those Chicago screws in on your belt clips after you figure out where you want your gun to sit on your hip, because they will fall out. So make sure to do that, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video.